Hi everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV live on YouTube and Hot Mic. Hopefully everything's working properly this time on Hot Mic. It's certainly broadcasting. Apologies for not having the intro video going on, guys. There was a bit of technical delays there, unfortunately. Just for some random reason, the video wasn't importing properly. There's an issue with the laptop, sadly. But as always, my name is John, your host, as always, and I hope you're doing well under these very, very difficult circumstances. So as always, let's start off by saying who's in the chat. Hi, Rick. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Vernon, hello, mate. Good to see you. Nick's in as well. Well, good to see you guys. Nick's saying he's going to check if my hot mic is working. By all means, mate, please do let me know. So I had to. There's 2 and a bit minutes of dead air because I had to go. Had to go on it because for some stupid reason you have to click stream first before you go onto this. So it's random to say the least. So there is one visit on there at the minute, so it looks like it is working, so which is good. Eden, hello, mate. Even though I'm not Joe. So let's start off with by covering the basics, guys. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Apologies for the issue, but as I say, it was a very, very technical issue. For some reason, it wasn't accepting things. I'm going to check that what the hell's causing that in a minute. This is an open Q&A where I talk to you guys about things mostly West Ham related, not all of it, but and then when you guys look to ask me questions as well, for that matter. So yeah. So first and foremost, 2 weeks time, 2 weeks and 1 hour for that matter, we will be watching West Ham versus Wolves, as long as everything goes well. We will be watching West Ham versus Wolves. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's been 3 months since we played Arsenal away. 3 months. It's amazing that it's been that long and yet that short at the same time. And as I say, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be doing. I've really, really missed doing the live watch along stuff. I really, really have. It's great fun doing it. So, guys, by all means, please do stick around for the next couple of weeks. I mean, obviously, we'll still be doing these every evening. So, basically, what will happen is I will literally be switching it off, finishing the evening stream as always, and then setting everything up in a very, very massive rush to get everything up ready for the next for us to watch the game together. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've massively missed the doing the watch alongs with you guys. It's been great fun. There's a few viewers here that have never seen the watch alongs before, at least live anyway. So, and they're all on Sky Sports as well, so you can listen to me on the phone while you're watching it on the telly. You know, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be. I need to try and get some practice in next weekend. But yeah, it's good. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Now, also 13 years ago today, we signed Scotty Parker from Newcastle for £7 million. You know, 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Again, it's gone that quickly. And how on earth did Scotty of the year, sports journalist player of the year as well, if I remember, in the season we got relegated, how was Scott Parker not captain? It just makes no sense whatsoever. Really doesn't make any sense. There's one viewer on Hot Mic, which is good. I'm glad there's 2 visits to that as well now, so that's good. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. As I say, apologies, guys, for those that are watching it on Hot Mic. There's a chat in there as well, so by all means, please do put any questions you've got down as well. Baron's back. Hello, mate. Said I can't wait for the leave to be back on. It's getting close. It is. There seems to be a massive delay on the chat for some random reason. At least a 2-minute delay. So again, this is, as I say, guys, there's issues. So apologies if because what's going to happen is there's going to come a point when all the comments are going to come in all at once. Kent says, hello, mate. Says about Scotty Parker, wonderful footballer, carried us for years. He was Rio Coker's replacement. Yeah, all but a captain. How was Matty Upson a captain when we had the likes of Scotty Parker and quite rightly so. Quite a few people have said it over the weeks and months. The West Ham Fan TV guy said it yesterday. Oh, God, I can't believe it was only yesterday. God, this day's taken a long time. On their Friday night pint and I completely agree with when Graham said it, that he was carrying West Ham for those last couple of seasons. He really, really did, really did. When we were being managed by Zola, and then the fateful Avon Grant. But yeah, it was just. Yeah, it was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, guys. So apologies if your comments are going to come up slowly. There was a lag when Nicky was doing the broadcast last night, and so it looks like there's still a lag on there. So probably because a lot of people are using this service a lot more now, because obviously we're still being during the lockdown. But guys, by all means, I hope Andy's in. I hope the Ginger's in. Hope there's other guys in as well that haven't said hello yet, because there's 13 people watching, and only a few of you have actually said hello. So hopefully there's more comments to come, as I said. So it's gonna make it very, very difficult for us to have this open Q&A with this, but stick with it, guys. Stick with it. See if there's anything on Hot Mic. No, 2 viewers now on Hot Mic, which is cool. Technically the debut stream. So as with all debuts, it doesn't always go to plan, and tonight is no exception. Hey, here we go. All the comments have come through now. Everyone's catching up with each other. That's it. Kent says nobody thought of Upson as captain. Always remember his goal versus Wigan. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we came back and he was playing at Stoke. He was playing for Stoke, I should say, and he was. I remember him warming up, warming up, going down to the crazy corner, and everybody singing to him, "You're the reason we went down. We went down because of you," I think, or something along those lines. It was very, very funny. Baron says it's okay if my comments are slow. I'm slow anyway. And yep, Andy's in. I thought he would be, mate. Hello, guys. Hope you're all right. Our Icelandic friend. I'm not going to try and say hello again, but hello, mate. Good to hope you're all right. Now, also, there's a video up on the West Ham channel, the YouTube channel. Sure, I should say. Well, it's up on the website. I'm not sure if it's up on the YouTube channel yet, but there's a video of every single of Scott Parker's games, or at least his goals. The memories, man, the memories are unreal, absolutely unreal. The stuff he did for us, unbelievable. But I did also manage, just before we went live today, we did manage to watch the full training behind inside Rush Green video that went up yesterday. Very, very good. Robert Singleton's back. Hello, mate. Good to see you. And he says, "I'm good." JP, yourself? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Thanks, mate. Glad the Jurassic Park style thunderstorm's over with. It was mental earlier. Van says Upson got 20 more England caps than Noble. Unfortunately, so yeah, it was a mentalist thing. But there is another video that went up today, about 2 or 3 hours ago, with Moyes talking about stuff. And as great as it is watching the more footage of Yarmolenko training, anytime Sanchez is on camera, he's cut very quickly, so it's quite clear that he's off. There's also so it's also just the thing of Moyes was saying that it's going to be good. That we're ready. We should be okay. To be fair, if you've got everybody back, we shouldn't be just okay. We should be primed. We should be good. I know we should be ready. I know he says that the players are training to win Premier League games now, and they're not training just to get fit. And I get it. I understand a bit, but it's just it does my head in. It really, really does my head in. That's the case. What's it? Nick says, "Mate, is it possible to do a watch along for one of the La Liga games just as a practice on Hot Mic? My Hot Mic isn't showing this. It's just showing a loading sign. I can't simultaneously broadcast with this, unfortunately. So it looks like I might have to take that Hot Mic down. Nick, quite frankly, no. I don't know. I'm not going to. It's a great idea, but the whole point of me doing the watch alongs is the fact that I can comment on at least one of one of the sides. I don't know La Liga games well enough. It's a good suggestion, though, mate. It's a good suggestion, but no, it's just unfortunately it's just not going to happen. Baron says, "What are you drinking today, mate? It's water today, just water. I've drunk a lot over the last couple of weeks, and my stomach is showing it. So I want to try and get it down." Hello, John. How are you, mate? I'm well, James. Good to see you again, mate. It's been a while since you've been old Swifty. Hope you're all right. And he says, I just hope the mindset is correct. And as we're so slow starters, yeah. James says, thoughts on Errol's Cresswell's new look. The fun. That's the funny thing, mate. Do you know what? I'm actually going to shut this hot mic down. If you can't see anything, you can't see anything. So there's no point in it being up there. In actual fact, what I might do, anyway, that's for another time. Thoughts on Aaron Creswell's new look? I must admit, I did say that I did think that he looks like something out of the original Planet of the Apes movie. It just almost like Dr. Zaius. Vernon, Charlie, true or false? Upson got more England caps than and made more West Ham appearances than Parker. Upson got more England caps and made more West Ham appearances than Parker. Probably. I don't know. To be honest with you, I can't remember that far back because Parker wasn't with England for long. So yeah. Nick says, anyone who's wondering Dortmund have taken the lead, it's 1-0. Fine. Nick says, you like Deck's new haircut on the beard? It looks funny. It does look funny. He does look, but he has that's sporting the old sporting the Vernon says, I thought it was Cresswell was Tompkins at first. Yeah, been away recently, mate, but happy to be back watching the stream. We'll tune in tomorrow night also. Cheers, Jimmy. That's good. Thank you very much, mate. Now, also, apparently what we're going to be seeing is, now I'm not entirely sure if this is just for West Ham across the board or it's just for West Ham or if it's for Premier League teams across the board. But apparently we're going to be having on our football on the shirts for the next 9 games, the NHS logo is going to be on the front. Now, that in itself is a bit ambiguous. It's great. Excuse me. As great as it is, great as and a sign of solidarity for the NHS, as we all said. Is it going to replace the Betway? Is it going to replace the Betway sign? James, don't worry about Nick. He's addicted to football. He doesn't care what football game it is. He doesn't care as long as it's football. But yeah, are we going to be seeing the NHS here, or is it going to be up like here, or somewhere, or is it going to be around? It's not obviously going to be here. It's not going to be there because of obviously the sponsorship. I mean, maybe it might be here actually now that Bassett and Gold are no longer trading. It's interesting, but yeah. You know, it'd be good. It'd be good to see it nonetheless. Be absolutely brilliant to see it nonetheless. Also, now, guys, I did speak about a couple of weeks back. Gary's in. Hello, mate. Good to see you. I did say a couple of weeks ago. Well, more than that. It's about 3 weeks ago now. That the First Team sitcom that's on BBC Two and also BBC iPlayer for that matter, from the writers of the In-Betweeners about obviously a football team. I watched the first couple of episodes yesterday. It's all right. It's not brilliant. The timing's not great, and the comedy's a bit stale. But you can see it's the In-Betweeners because you've basically got 3 characters. You've got a US player who's never played for an international level before. So he's basically just like having a junior come through. You got an established Scouser. He goes on a very, very funny date in the second episode, and you got a Reese Oxford style academy graduate who thinks he's the dog's bollocks. So you can see the template of of everybody. You can see the template of Will. You can see the template of Jay. You can see the template of Neil in certain comedy section parts of that and stuff. So yeah, it's looking honestly. I mean, they're all on iPlayer now. They're copying like Amazon Prime and Netflix's concept of just have them all up. Otherwise, they're being broadcast BBC Two every Friday night. But go and watch it. Some of it is very, very funny. Very, very funny. Definitely watch it. There's a bit in it. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but there is a bit in it where that really, really reminds me of David Sullivan. Really does, right at the start of it. It's very, very funny. Baron says, personally, I really like Creswell's beard. Looks very distinguished, like a gentleman's beard. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that, mate. Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. James Swift says, NHS logo is a great idea in his opinion. I hope they can figure out a place for it. I think it's very important. They do show it though. Come on your minds. Yeah, I personally I would have it where the Betway sign is. Make it as big as possible to show the absolute strength. I'm sure Betway under the circumstances will be happy, or have Betway underneath it or something. I don't know, but yeah. Kent says Upson didn't earn his money. Always injured, complete injury wreck from his first game till last. Never lived up to his potential. I think NHS will replace Bassett and Gold. 2 in 1 there, mate. Two birds with one stone. Get in there, Ken. Like absolutely loving that. Eden says probably be on the shoulder as you might not be allowed to remove the paying sponsor. But we're in good point. Good point. But yeah, as I say, it's just yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of the hot mics stream out of it because it's just to save up some of the bandwidth. Again, try and find out what was going on with that. But yeah, it could be, but the same way, I'm sure Betway will be fine. It's 9 games left under very, very difficult circumstances. Betway are a British-based betting company. They'll know exactly how good it means, how good it means to have that up there. So I'm sure they'll be fine. But you never know. You never know. Nick asks, do you rate Dan Kemp? I haven't seen enough of him to say yes or no on that, Nick, to be fair. As he's a junior, of course, I want him to break through as quickly as possible, as we always do. There's probably a very good chance we may see him towards the end of the season if we're safe. All the games that David Moyes thinks he will be advantageous to play him in. So it'd be good to see it. You never know. Gary says, I really think Rice will go all out to keep us up. Then he will leave Chelsea needing 90 million for him. Well, apparently he's not for sale. Now, Gonzo did a very, very good video about this because I've gone over this many, 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 many times. And to be honest, I think I want this to be the last time we talk about it because it's rehashing old news. Because he's had an £80 million price tag on his head for the last 5 to 6 weeks. 5 to 6, well, couple of months really. So it was, but at the same point, he's it's difficult. It's difficult but at the same point, as I say, he's not for sale. It's an £80 million hands-off price tag. I've said this many, many times. When players have ridiculously high values, they are hands-off price tags. And club's mentality to it is, if you're that stupid to pay that money, you're welcome to the player. Right? Let's just try and put this in because I don't want to keep going around about these thoughts on Dex because it's a roundabout because there is nothing else for certain newspapers and certain people to talk about. When there's loads of other things as we're currently talking about, we're 20 minutes in and we've covered 1, 2, 3, 4 things already. We're 20 minutes in, we've covered 5 topics, plus obviously your questions as well. James says, do you think Felipe will shine for the rest of the season? I think he is class talent. Just hope we can see his full potential. Thoughts, John? Mate, I don't know. we're completely in uncharted territories. He's always looked good on the training videos, so possibly yes, he could look very good in the games because he's got no pressure from 50 odd thousand fans telling him he's shit. Like a lot of the time, I've heard a lot of stuff. I've shouted a few things at him, and I'm not going to lie. I've been very disappointed with Felipe over the last couple of seasons. I really, really have. But not having that atmosphere there could be very advantageous for him. I know I keep using that word quite a lot, but I really think it will work to his advantage. I really, really do. If he's playing as shit as he is normally in these next 9 games, then then we have to get rid of him. Apparently he is one of the 8 players that the club is looking to get rid of. But yeah. And he says, could be on both shoulders and ditch the Premier League badge? Possibly, yeah. Again, good shout there, mate. All right, Nick. I don't know who Lee Gunner is, but I'll find out. I'm going to get in contact with him anyway. I've been speaking to the guys at Hot Mic about it anyway. But at the end of the day, if I can't stream, I can't stream. It's going to be pointless. It's going to be pointless having it. James says, "Will you be doing a live reaction to the Wolves, Tottenham, and Chelsea games? Would love to see it, mate, if possible." No, but it's going to be a live watch along. As James, you've been around beforehand, mate. You know what the old template was for the channel. So yeah, that's the thing. So right, okay. So I'll take one final comment there before we go back to the other details. So Dan Kemp, skillful, good player for under 23s, but think not built up enough for the Premier League. Yeah, bit too small. Not sure if he will make it. Time will tell. That's the thing. We haven't seen him play enough, mate. And that's the whole point. Okay, so yeah. Now we talked about previously. We talked about the what Sky Sports are going to try and do for everybody to make us feel part of the game in terms of the way that we used to, and they've actually come out with all the information about their initiative coverage stuff that they're doing. Okay, so Sky Sports have reported on this. They said, blah, 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 blah. In partnership with EA Sports FIFA, Sky Sports has created a range of bespoke and team-specific crowd noises and chants to bring the vibrant atmosphere of the Premier League to the restart. Viewers can select the Sky channel to watch with added sound or with stadium noise. Other new features include Sky Sports Recap. Catch up on all the key highlights during live matches in a short burst, putting an end to the fear of missing out throughout a packed weekend of football. I don't really think that's a good idea. I really don't think that's a good idea. Each game will have a live timeline enabling viewers to quickly catch up on the highlights at any point during the match, even if they have not watched it from the beginning. Yeah, a little scrolling thing, with all the results as it piles in, fine, but not to have videos of while there's a replay. No, I'm not a fan of that at all. Sky Sports Fan Zone. Fans will now be able to use a new feature on the Sky Sports website and app to watch select matches with friends in a video room and interact while the action unfolds, giving them the chance to chat about the match and influence the crowd noise they hear on screen. Good idea. Sounds like a very, very good idea. Users of the app can post predictions, join in match polls, and use the Sky Sports stats to fuel the virtual conversation, I should say. In the coming days, Sky Sports will unveil further innovations to further enhance the experience for fans, unveil the schedule of live matches and channels, together with the Sky Sports experts who will be part of the coverage. Announcing the new features, Sky Sports Managing Director Robert Webster said, with live sport on hold for over 2 months, we spent a lot of time thinking about how we can broadcast in new ways to bring fans together, even if they can't meet up to watch the match. Sky has always been a leader in innovative sports broadcasting. Sky Sports has always been the lead. They were the first ones to go HD. They were the first ones to try 3D. That's obviously backtracked back massively. And they were the first broadcasters, almost beating BT to doing 4K. And said, and we're excited by this to share something really special with the whole nation. We want Sky Sports viewers to still feel it all and have the best possible viewing experience, even if they can't be in the stadiums or watch with their family and friends. And then just goes on about the formats they're doing, and it's it's good. It's good. I really do like the idea of what they're doing. Jonai says, pretty cool. I'd buy that for $1. I was watching RoboCop earlier today, mate. That's funny you should say that. Gary Page says, will we get match of the day every day? I don't know. The BBC haven't said anything yet. James Swift says, could you share your predictions for our next 3 games as are vital for the end of season placement? Where do you think we will finish? James, you have been away for a while, haven't you, son? We've gone over this many times, but next 3 games, I can't see more than 2 points. I really can't see more than 2 points. I still think we will get 9 points from 9 games and therefore finish on 36 points. Is it going to be enough to keep us up? I don't know. From watching the Wolves game and then the Spurs game, we might all be changing our predictions. Higher points, lesser points. You never know. You never know. Peter Jones says Anderson has too many defensive duties with Creswell at left back. Not as much as defensive duties he's got with Masuaka at left back, mate. To be fair, Declan Rice all the time for us, Jedi, and everyone is jealous. Jedi says, Anderson is great all the time. He's up and down the wing and fast as well. Not as fast as Noble, according to the training videos. Nick says, personally, I love Anderson. He will flourish with no fans talking him up, and he'll get informed for next season. I hope so, mate. I completely hope so. Johnny says, controversial opinion, but I think it's funny when other clubs all the time talk about Declan Rice when he plays for England cricket. Yeah. Kent says about Sky Sports' initiatives overcomplicating things for me. Yeah, it is, mate. It's just a case of you can do like a Zoom party sort of thing and watch it with your mates while all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Janai says, does one need a Sky Sports subscription? I'm guessing you mean there to watch the football. Don't have to, because if you go Now TV, remember there's Now TV option. Next one says, in my opinion, next 3 we will get 1 win and a draw, and we'll lose to Wolves, draw at Spurs, and beat Chelsea. And we'll lose to Wolves, draw at Spurs, and beat Chelsea. 4 points. Very possible, mate. I unsubscribed to Sky Sports after the order 66 during coronavirus, no football. I like that order 66. Well, mate, they might be able to give you a deal for the next couple of months. You never know. Andy says, to watch every game, Janai, Sky, BT, Amazon, and BBC. Yeah, BBC and Amazon will be free, obviously, because Amazon did say that you don't need the Prime membership. You can just watch the games completely for free, which I think is an absolutely fantastic idea. Really is good. Baron says, if we are struggling to stay up, there's a little blue pill for that. No need to be embarrassed. 40% of men over 40 years struggle staying up. I would personally take the red pill myself. Now, it was interesting reading that the MLS is coming back next week. They're going to start their training. So Winston Reid is still over in the US at the moment, and therefore he's going to be he's going to be training over there as well, which is good news. Because for him to keep his match fitness up as much as he possibly can is very good, because that's the whole point of him being over there. Like with Grady's loan with West Brom as well. Now, apparently the pre-season friendly that we've got with either Arsenal or Palace is meant to be going on Wednesday, if I understand. Well, I'll have to look into that a bit further. It's literally just popped into my mind now. But yeah, I do genuinely hope that Winston gets some decent match time. I really do, because he deserves he deserves something. After all the injury problems he's had and everything, he needs something a little bit less paced. I mean, no disrespect to those that watch the MLS, but it's not as fast paced and as physical as the Premier League. We all know that. As I mean, Wayne from American Hammers TV said that the watching an MLS game is the equivalent of watching a League Two game. That's how bad it is. But yeah, it's now this is what I want you guys to answer as well, for that matter, because I've been thinking about this a lot. We talked about this a good couple of weeks ago, but but I want to get because some new people back as well, and it's great to see James back. I want to get your thoughts on Haksabanovic, even, because his contract, if I remember correctly, his contract runs out a couple of days after the football games start. So, I want to know what would you do with him? Would you keep him on until the end of the season? Because if we're going to have 9 substitutes rather than 7, I'd stick him in along with Dan Kemp or Sunday Silva. Rotate them. I think that'd be a fantastic idea. But guys, what would you do with Haksabanovic? Would you keep him on to the end of the season and maybe give him another contract extension if we can't sort out the midfield issue? Or would you just let him walk? It'd be interesting to see what you guys say on that. Ken says Amazon are not silly. Great PR for them. I think one day they will take over from other companies. I agree with you, mate. When it came out originally, I said Amazon will be the place to go for 3:00 kickoffs. I do genuinely think they at some point they will get exclusive rights to certain things, the way that Sky have got exclusive rights and now BT have got exclusive rights. I genuinely think they will. I really do think they will. And if the 3:00 kickoff rule is not going to be scrapped from next season, so you can't watch it on Sky and you can't watch it on BT and you can't watch it on BBC, then Amazon's the place to be. I genuinely think you'll be able to buy a package with them that you'll be able to watch West Ham 3:00 kickoffs. I genuinely think you will, or Arsenal, Man United, whatever football team you support. Because I know there are quite a few things that are getting. I know there are quite a few viewers that aren't specifically West Ham supporters, and that's fine. I mean, it's great. This isn't. I try to keep it as focused to West Ham as much as possible because this is a West Ham channel. But the whole point of this is for us to talk about things and keep. And as Kent very lovingly put up on his Facebook page the other day, that amongst with other people that have been entertaining him, these streams have been keeping him sane because we've been able to all get into talk with each other, have a bit of a laugh, have a bit of a joke with each other, and just and that's the whole point, because it's a daily, even though it's a daily chat with me, my ego is not involved in it in any shape or form. It's just us. I'm talking to you what I think you guys would want to talk about, and that's why I'm happy for you to talk to me about things that you want to talk about. It's going to be absolutely anything. You can, if you're struggling with things, then by all means, please do talk to me. If you don't want to contact me on during the live chat about the things that you're struggling with, then by all means, please do contact me through social media. All the links in the description below. You can contact me on Twitter. You can DM me on Twitter. You can contact me on Facebook. There's Instagram. There's loads, absolutely loads. But yeah, that's the whole point. Because at the end of the day, I do genuinely think we'll get a 3:00 kickoff season ticket at some point with Amazon. Going back to what I was originally saying. Jano says, in Yugoslavia as a kid, I thought forever throwing bubbles until I went to my first game in '98 and learned the actual lyrics. Do you know what? It's funny you should say that, mate. It's funny you should say that because I think you're a little bit younger than me. I mean, Andy may be able to back me up on this if he's still about. It always used to worry me as a song. Always used to worry me as a song because Michael Jackson's Pet. You know, that's all I could think about when I was a kid, that he was blowing his monkey. That's all I could think about when I heard the song. When I heard the song, it was hysterical. It really, really was funny. I'm forever blowing bubbles. But I genuinely, up until I was about 12 or 13, was thinking, why are we singing a song about Michael Jackson blowing his monkey? Oh, it was funny. Oh, it was brilliant. It just the way that the adolescent mind works. Yeah, it was funny. Really was funny. James Smith, sorry mate, I've been away a lot, but we'll keep watching streams more regularly. Really appreciate your YouTube streams. They are making this coronavirus nightmare much easier to get through. Cheers, James. That means a lot, man. I know a few other guys are saying the same sort of thing, and it means a lot. As I say, that's why I keep doing it. It'd be nice to get a few more subscribers back on in here and try and get us to the 1600 mark, so you can hear a live gig that I'm going to play with this bad boy and my other two little ladies over in the corner there. But yeah, that's because I like to do things slightly differently. You know, West Ham Fan TV have their Friday night pint. Fair enough. Luke on Three Hammers does his all the gear, no idea. It looks like he's going to try and do it twice a week now, which is cool. That's his version of it. You know, obviously Hammers Chat guys have their live cup of tea with Gio and Gonzo, which are always entertaining to watch. Great blokes, and you know, so we're all doing a different thing, but you know, I don't know about anybody else I don't know about anybody else on YouTube, but I appear to be the only one that can sing. Apart from Nicky when he's doing his little temper impression. That was quite cool. I was impressed with that rap he did. That was good. But yeah, so I just want to do something a bit little bit different, and what better mark to do it on this is 1600, because it's the next target. So it'd be nice to get a few more people subscribed up to that. Vernon says, feel sorry for Haksabanovic. He was brought in as part of the Arnie deal. Agreed. But there was so much competition in that position. We don't need him, and it would be best for his career to move on. Yeah, I can see what you mean. And John is talking about what I was saying earlier. Yeah, that is funny. Baron says, Michael Jackson blows bubbles. Andy's still about. Yeah, it's got a Chinese in a Saturday staple in this household. Oh, mate, what have you got? What have you got in your Chinese meal? Because I haven't had a Chinese meal for a long, long time. I miss it, actually. For me, having a Chinese meal is for one or two occasions, really. It's one of the reasons why I haven't had it for such a long time. It's great to have it's great to have food while it's a great meal to eat while you're watching a movie. Family dinner, as you're saying, and also for that matter, it's a nice date meal as well. For that matter, having a Chinese, not straight away, not like fourth or fifth date in or anything, you know, because it's quite embarrassing when you get your shit all over your over your t-shirt, depending on what you're having. But yeah, you know, it's good. I like Chinese food. I mean, there's not many meals I don't eat, if I'm completely honest with you. But guys, all right, question for you while I talk about the next topic. Top 3 cuisines, right? Top 3 cuisines. So, when you tell me your top 3, I'll tell you mine. Yeah, there's the answer for you guys. You're all 18 of you, please, not just the same people. And he says special fried rice, sweet and sour chicken, Hong Kong style. Gangnam, love it. James says you probably have answered this at some point previously, but was wondering what got you into West Ham and why did you start following them? Well, I have numerous occasions again, but that's fine, mate. I actually mentioned this in my very, very first video that I did 456 videos ago. 447 videos ago. So it's understandable you're going to ask. My family's been West Ham. I'm fifth generation supporter. I was brought up in Surrey, so quite dejected from the West Ham thing. As I said when we were talking about this the other night, there wasn't any There weren't any West Ham over my way when I was going to school. They were all Arsenal, Chelsea, Wimbledon, the crazy gang in those days. Those sort of supporters. So I didn't really have anybody that I was on akin to. I mean, wasn't really into West Ham when I was younger because I didn't have any exposure to it. My parents hated football, absolutely hated it. But so when we used to go over to Barking, where our grandparents used to live, that's I always used to get information about that, and I was always promised being taken to games by my uncle. It was never did it because my mum never wanted me to do it. And then she did say a few years ago that she regretted not letting me be a ball boy or anything like that back in those days. Because do you know what? I really, really wish I could have done, because in those days when I was old enough, that would have been the 85, 86, 87 season. I would have loved it. Loved to have done, see Trevor Morley, Tony Cottee, Tony Gale for that matter. It just would have been great to see him live, but I never got a chance to. Never got a chance to until I did it myself. Went in 2007, saw the Macclesfield Town League Cup game when Noble was looking like James Bond. he had his Daniel Craig haircut. I was calling him Bond that night. But yeah, so that's and so I've always kept an eye out for West Ham. I listened to the games on the radio and all that sort of stuff, but I properly started following them when I was able to get away from the claws of my family. So that'd be 2004. Sorry, the 2003-2004 season. Watched the playoff final with a Palace fan. Wasn't fun. Vernon says his ones are Japanese first, Indian second, and Mexican third. Real Mexican, not American fast food Mexican. Yes, mate, I know what you mean. James says Indian food, Chinese food, and fish and chips. Get it? Kent says don't wear white when you're first dating a lady and taking her for a meal can go very wrong. That's what I was saying. Baron says best three cuisines: Italian, Indian, and American. Rick says Chinese, fish and chips, and pizzas. Mine is Indian, Italian, and Chinese. Those are mine. Nick says most underrated current West Ham player. Current player. I'd probably say Noble, to be honest with you, Nick. I know he's not exactly, because a lot of people don't realise what he does. A lot of people criticise him. I know loads of people love him and highly rate him at the same point, but there are those that don't understand football as a result of it. Don't understand how vital some of the stuff he does is. But I would also he's the only one I can think of, because everybody else is either shit or everybody loves them. So it's it's difficult. Noble's the one for me. Havzad says I should try zivd. I think it's Icelandic dish, sheep's head. I think he means there, with brain taken out, boiled and marinated in lactic acid. Sounds revolting, but then again, I like having black pudding, so I'll give it a go. Kent says Zavon Hines scored in the Macclesfield game you went to, JP. He did. Won the goal. Absolutely very brilliant goal. Vernon's underrated player is Fabianski. Yeah, I thought you meant that, mate. Yeah. Eden, give me your top three meals before I give you your top three goalkeepers, mate. Kent says Oggy underrated. Yes and no. Yes and no, mate. It's kind of, because but at the same point, no, because he's a lot of people's hammer of the year. It's going to be a toss up between Rice and Ogbonna for the season, so he's not really that underrated. But I know what you mean. I know why you're saying it, because it's the same reasons why I'm saying it about Noble. Chris is late to the party as always, mate. Hello, guys. You only got 15 minutes left. I will generally answer your question, Eden, but I want you to give me your top three cuisines first, mate. Now there was an interesting article that went up that apparently Ollie Watkins, because he's been a player that we've been heavily linked to over the last 18 year maybe 18 months. And apparently he's more up. Apparently there's rumors floating around that he is more interested in going to Arsenal than going to West Ham. And to be honest, to a degree, I can understand why. Fighting for Europe every season, win an FA Cup every other year. They can win the League Cup. It's I wouldn't blame the board if Ollie went to Arsenal over us. I really wouldn't. Eden says Mexican, Indian, and Thai. Good, mate. Good one. Thai's my fourth. I love Thai food. So my top three West Ham goalkeepers are Ludek McCloskey, Phil Parks, and yeah, Rob Green. Very close behind. Very close to having. Our Trinidad and Tobago player. Just his name just jumped out of my head just as I was about to say it. Shaka Hislop. I actually asked Shaka to come on quite a while ago and he hasn't responded to it, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. Chris Houghton said, did you see Chelsea have nearly signed Werner? Yes, we talked about it last night. And we're, I'm guessing you mean, rather than were, keen on signing Barkley and Batshuayi. Also possible swap deal for Eze and Hugel. That would be good. Again, we talked about that last night. A couple of nights back. You were actually in the conversation when we were talking about it, Chris. But Barkley and Batshuayi are just been rumours for years, and they're not. There's no substantiation to them. I wasn't going to bring this up because of that exact reason. But WHU have actually put an article up saying we're no longer interested in them anymore because we've pursued Batshuayi for so long. And I mean, I haven't read the article. I just saw the banner going up saying that the interest is now dead. So Batshuayi we've tried to pursue and he doesn't want to come to us, so there's no point pursuing it any further there. And Ross Barkley isn't the future. Great player. 7 or 8 years ago I would have taken him hands down, but now not so much. Baron says Ogbonna is the man. The head is beautiful and perfect for scoring them powerful headers. Yes, he will, and I just really hope that he doesn't suffer with Alzheimer's as a result of it, because that study's been quite an eye opener over the last few years. Nick says, "Mate, I can see Arsenal. We are in a few years when Aubameyang leaves them." I'm not sure what you mean by that, Nick. That doesn't make much sense. I can see Arsenal. Where we are in a few years when Aubameyang leaves. I think that's where we are. Yeah, Oggy has grown his hair in lockdown. That wasn't Carlos Sanchez in the training videos. It is. It's completely different, mate. Oggy hasn't got any hair. He's got a receding hairline. That's why he keeps his head shaved. Vernon Harvey, we had some quality keepers in their prime. Bernard Lammer was one. You see, yeah. Xhaka, Ludo, Green, James, even Hart was good before he joined. Was good long before he joined us. Yeah, he was a great shot stopper. That's all he was. That's all Joe Hart was. Because we talked about this a little while back, when we're talking about how stats are misinterpreted. We talked about this about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I think it was now. You know, the more the thought of it was the fact that a goalkeeper looks great if he's saving a screamer from 30-40 yards because you can see it coming. Yeah, I guarantee. Yeah, Hart can't save a short range strike. He can't, because his reaction times aren't quick enough. And whereas that's why he looked so good for City was on the occasion that their defense would let a ball in. He was able to get to most of them because he could see him coming. He's Okay, so he's a gooner, John. I think Journo's putting two and two together. Regards, Watkins. Probably, but there's actually quoted saying that he would prefer it. PB, hello guys, hope you're all right. Vernon says prefer Hugo over Batshuayi. Chris says Ngaki has only played 4 games and wants stupid money. Players like that can go. He doesn't want stupid money, Chris. He doesn't. We've talked about this before. What's in the press isn't true. Have you said it was a joke? Baron says his goal is so thick, JP. I thought the ball should worry about Alzheimer's. Nick says, would you take Zinchenko? That name doesn't ring a bell, mate. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Ken Hammond says Hart was slow on his left side. Took an age to get down. Agreed. And the last thing we'll talk about is the reason why Roberto isn't showing up on the training ground videos is because he hasn't come back yet. This is the worrying thing. That his loan move with Alvarez is expiring at the end of this month, so he will be back at, in about 3 weeks' time. Worrying times. Worrying times. Chris says, is the Ukrainian left back from City, John? Yeah, but I don't think you spell him that. If you do spell him that way, I haven't seen it, but yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. Zinchenko is the baby De Bruyne. He's City left. De Bruyne is City's left back. Yeah. All right, guys, we've got 9 minutes, just over 8 minutes left. Has anyone got any subjects or questions they want to ask me? I know you guys have been doing it for the majority of the video anyway, but feel free because there's nothing much more to talk about. I'm going to have a look to see what's on the latest news websites in a minute, but wish this thing would buck its ideas up, honestly. Vernon asks, who was better, Stimac or Bilic? Ooh, that's a good question, fella. That really is a good question. I mean, they both had really good strengths. Really good strengths. But yeah, I'd say to be honest, I mean to a degree, Stimac. I would say Stimac just. Eden asked, did Roberto play any games for Alvarez? I don't think he did, mate. I don't think he did. That's what's worrying. That's what really worries me is he hasn't played any games over there. Nick says, thoughts on Nathan Holland coming back from loan? I think it's a great idea. We've mentioned this the other night, mate. I do think it's I really do think it is. I think it's a good idea that we've had him back. It could be very good to see if he gets a chance in the next 9 games. I don't know why that question has come through twice there, mate. Saw a post on social media. Sorry, ignore it. Saying Chelsea Academy is the best in the world. That's wrong because what academy let De Bruyne, Rice, and some other world-class players go? Every academy does. Every academy does. And that's the thing. Because they weren't right for the manager of the time. That's half the problem. You know, we let John Terry go. He was in our academy and then he went over to Chelsea's academy. So technically he's not Chelsea blue and through and through. He loves the club, of course, but But yeah, I was every academy does it. Baron says, "Would you like to see West Ham? See what West Ham do what, mate?" Sorry. Kent says, "John, if we have to go into a ballot for match tickets, will club charge us for season ticket prices or normal match day prices, mate? I've no idea. Absolutely no idea. There's been no talk about it. I've not seen a thing anywhere talking about that. That's it's a great question. It's a really, really good question." The Football Insider is saying that Noel Whelan claims that West Ham manager David Moyes has had enough of signing foreign players ahead of the summer transfer window. The former Leeds and Coventry striker is speaking exclusively to Football Insider assistant editor Russell Edge, believes the Scottish boss will be looking for a certain type of character and experience when it comes to the club's recruitment. I think that's an old story. That just sounds like the stuff we've been talking about. Yeah, here we go. So looking at QPR's as a Rangers Connor Goldson and Nottingham Forest Joe Wall and Matty Cash. Yeah, it's an old thing. It really is an old story. Chris Houghton says, I also realised that Sol Campbell was in our academy. I didn't know that. I found it interesting. I didn't know that, mate, either. So I'll have a look at that. I'll double check that. I'm sure you're right, but PP says give Holland a change in the chance. I think you mean there in the pre-season games if you can. Baron says, sorry, my finger slipped. Would you like see a movie together? We'll see a West Ham movie, or Andy's still here, just finished his dinner. That's nice for you, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Vernon, Chris was born in Pasto. David Beckham was a Barking lad. Kent says Moyes has always looked at Championship through his career. Agreed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I reckon it's just a non-story, just running around the same old. As I say, it's sick. There's not many things for people to talk about if you're not looking properly. There's loads of things you can talk about. I mean, I know sometimes, especially last weekend, we didn't have that much to talk about, but at least there was something. At least there was something. So yeah. But yeah, guys, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up? We're coming up to just about an hour. Excuse me. Apparently the Villa West Brom game was actually today. That friendly. So I didn't know about. I couldn't find anything about. Let's just see if we've got the lineups for it. Is there any lineups? No, not here anyway. Did you mention about Grady? No. He probably played. But yeah, there's nothing. That's the Daily Mail. It's not going to be that involved with. Baron says, would you like to watch a West Ham movie together? I think we have a good connection. What West Ham movie are you thinking of, mate? Vernon says, ask what was your first car? I don't have a driving license, never have done, because when you were living over in Surrey, you don't need it. You really don't need it. The plan was to start driving this year, but things happened. Things went the way they were. Chris says, yeah, Vernon, he was in our academy for a year. That's very, very interesting. I'll have a look at that. But guys, we'll pretty much wrap it up there because we're at the hour mark now. But guys, thank you very, very much for your time. If there's not much to talk about, again, we will do a quiz tomorrow. We'll talk about a few things, but we'll do a quiz as well because that was quite good fun last Sunday. It's quite entertaining doing that. But yeah, but guys, thank you very much for your time. If you're new around here and you like the format, then by all means, please do consider subscribing. Say the more subscribers we get, with the closer we get to me doing a live gig for yourselves. And if you don't, if you want to see what I'm like for singing, then by me check out two videos. One, the 5 days of a West Ham Christmas where I sing 5 West Ham songs, and also check out towards the end of the live stream I had where Gio from Hammers Chat was on, because I sang whatever at the end of it and got a copyright claim as a result of it. But guys, thanks very much for your time. For that, if you've for those that are watching the replay, by means, please put your comments down about anything that we've talked about, and any questions you want me to look into for you for tomorrow's video. It's fantastic as always. And also, but for that reason, if you like the video and you feel I deserve it, then by means, please do click the like button as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night or tomorrow evening at 6:30 as always. All the best. Take care now.